Welcome back to America's Retirement Headquarters, the home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates with Nolan Baker. 419-794-3030 is the phone number. The website, arhq.com. If you want more information about upcoming events that they've got going on, right there on the events page at arhq.com. And, of course, if you missed the first half of the show or you want to catch up on previous editions of the show, all available for you on demand, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you consume your media. Just search for America's Retirement Headquarters. It's all there for you to check out at your leisure. Now, you might start out with a financial advisor, but decide for one reason or another there's a need to change to another. Among the more common reasons why, your current advisor could in fact be retiring themselves, maybe their fees are too high, your portfolio's performance isn't as strong as you like, or you want comprehensive guidance that covers more areas like long-term care or tax planning, things like that. We get it. The thought of changing advisors can be intimidating, but Nolan, if someone is thinking of choosing you guys, do you do the heavy lifting to make the transition smoother for them?
You know, we really do. And I would say roughly half of the people that come into the office and meet with us already are working with a financial advisor. So actually, great job. But I think working with a financial professional is one of the ways to kind of get you ahead of trying to do it yourself. So I like the fact that you're working with an advisor. But as you pointed out, Chris, it's, probably one of these reasons that it's time to kind of shop out for somebody new. Advisors are retiring. There's a lot of people, in my business that are looking to retire. Some of the fees and expenses that are in the industry today are outrageous, and people are looking for ways to lower the costs down. With the markets at record high, maybe not feeling like you're getting enough, or the comprehensive plan, I think, is one of the areas that people really like here. I hear it all the time that people like to come in and work with America's Retirement Headquarters because it's one location to have everything taken care of for them. And we're looking at it and giving them advice on our retirement team action plan. And the team stands for taxes, estate planning, asset protection, and money management. So I get it, but you're wondering, how do you make a smooth transition between financial advisors? What I would give you advice and suggestions on is, first of all, ask for the financial professional's background. Everybody has a different background of experience. In fact, my background is I got licensed a month after I turned 18 years old. And so over the past 30 plus years, I've been in the industry. I have a college degree, but I think there's a lot to be said about life's experiences. I've been through the crash of 3 years of 2000. I've been through, 2008 when the market chopped out half of the value for stock market investors. I've been through COVID. So a lot of those experiences and knowledge, I think you learn by being in the industry today. And as somebody who has a couple of employees that are younger, Connor, Andrew, they bring a wealth of knowledge, energy, and technology which complement that in having a great team approach, which I think is also important to work with an organization that is a team-focused effort, because one guy and an office receptionist does make it kind of difficult to be kind of comprehensive. So asking about the background, asking a little bit about their team, understanding how their team works together. There's other organizations in town that have multiple financial advisors, but I oftentimes hear that it's a closed door type of environment where they're all actually competing against each other. Where our licensed financial advisors are commonly working on cases together to bring in area of expertise in different categories. The investment philosophy, I think, is important. When I ask you, describe to me your current investment advisor's methodology and philosophy of when and how to pick investments, it's important that you can be able to articulate exactly what that means. Now, I'm not saying that you need to understand standard deviations and alphas and betas, but understanding the methodology, right, of how things are put together. Our philosophy is called the independent income system. If you haven't reviewed our investment philosophy, you can simply Google independent income system. We walk you through the different threats and opportunities that we traditionally face. We show you how to help you better manage your money, protect your hard-earned assets, and efficiently plan your estate. Even taking that a step further, though, when you look at the investment philosophy of how we pick, say, stocks, when we're adding stocks to a portfolio, companies that are cash rich, low debt, high profit margins, needed on a daily basis, and or have a competitive advantage. Now you clearly understand why an investment is in your portfolio. I can't tell you the amount of times that people have walked out of my office and said, I really appreciate you explaining it to me in terms that I finally understand. I now truly actually understand the purpose of what my accounts are designed to do. And so if you don't understand the investment portfolio that you have, my concern about that is you tend to be the investor that may make an emotional decision. So when the markets go down, could be the type of investor that panics and sells and gets out because they feel like, they're going to lose it all or they got to stop the bleeding. But knowing that investment philosophy, knowing the process and knowing the plan can help you stay more committed in the long run, especially when you're looking to switch advisors, because we want this to be the long run for you. If you choose us or another organization, we want to be the last financial firm that you ever have to work with. In addition to that, anybody can talk the talk, but do they walk the walk? And by that I mean you want to ask for 5 references. Not only do you want to ask for those 5 references, I'd encourage you to call those references. You can ask about the experiences, understanding of the plan. How is their communication with you regarding market conditions and keeping you up to date? How often do they get together with you and sit down and review your portfolio? I'd also encourage you to maybe consider asking for references of professionals that they work with. If they're working with an attorney or a CPA, call that attorney CPA. Ask about, how the relationship is, how they're involved in the planning of the process. There's many different decisions that go into what you do with your investments are going to impact your taxes. So it's important to me that I think you have the accountant and the financial professional on the same page, making a group decision about what could be right and looking at the pros and cons. I know one of our CPAs that we work with, Ron, is a fantastic CPA, but we don't always see eye to eye on tax situations, and that's where it's nice that we can then have that conversation about the pros and cons on the way that we see it. And that way, when we go back to the client, we've got the best solution for what we think is right in their individual situations. Google the company, find out what information, anything is on the internet today. And, with Google, if you type in the name of the company, I would encourage you to type in our company name, America's Retirement Headquarters in Google. Read our Google reviews and find out, what clients have to say about us on the internet. You want to ask about how they get paid. Now, this has become better. I would say more people that come into the office are asking this question about explain to me your compensation, how you get paid. So I'm glad to see more people are feeling comfortable, but I think everybody should feel comfortable asking that question. This is your life savings. Nobody works for free, and we don't either. So if they're not, getting paid from the sale of financial products, understanding how are they getting compensated for, is it assets under management? And if they don't charge fees or don't get paid commissions, how are they making sure that their advice is in your best interest? Are they acting as a fiduciary in that type of transaction? Ask what tools they use to help in the retirement planning process. Again, I have the gray hair, 30 years of experience. I bring, I think, that industry knowledge. And I think some of the things that the younger kids bring, and I really shouldn't call them kids, college degree professionals, but these younger college professionals, they have a lot of the ability to use some of the amazing tools that are out there. And if we think about the tools and technology that's available today in the financial services industry, it's dramatically better than the tools and resources that I had when I was a college graduate. In the good old days, I'd have to look in the Toledo Blade and find the closing price of a stock, or, I'd have to read a 400-page prospectus to find different fees and expenses. And today, with the internet, we can get access to that information pretty quickly. And by doing that, what we can do is we can optimize the portfolio together. And using these tools, what we can do is show the probability of success. And then within the tools, by making a couple changes, it could be maybe optimizing the investments. It could be, taking a little less money in retirement time. It could be adjusting what the retirement withdrawal strategy is and hitting the refresh button. These tools that are available for the retirement planning process can instantly show the results. allowing you as an investor to make a more educated decision instead of based upon gut, based upon looking at the numbers that are available. So we're really big into trying to utilize the technology to stack the deck of cards in favor of our clients. You know, the thought of changing the advisor, as you talked about, Chris, it can be intimidating. But when you know it, it's time, right? If you feel that in your gut, you're probably time to start interviewing another financial professional. What we would love to do is we'd love to have you come in. We'll sit down. The first meeting is we're going to talk 45 minutes an hour just about your goals and objectives. There's no cost. There's no commitment. If it makes sense after that 45 minutes an hour, what we're going to do at complimentary is we're going to put together a retirement team action plan. So we're going to gather the information that we talked about in that first meeting, maybe some of your financial documents. We're going to provide you the written summary of recommendations in the retirement team action plan. We're going to show you the areas that we believe are concerns that you want to try to reduce and or eliminate. And we'll also show you the areas where we think you can take it up a notch. Within that plan, we're going to detail any type of cost that's associated with it. That way, either you or you and your spouse, you have something in writing. You can go home and make a decision on which of any of those items that you want to do before you have any type of financial commitment. So the retirement team action plan is something that is complimentary. Again, we do that for our listeners. You just have to call the office to get that retirement team action plan, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that that transition is really smooth, moving between one company and another. It's something that we do on a very regular basis.
You know, that first conversation, as Nolan pointed out, they're going to take about an hour of your time or so. Complimentary could be some of the most valuable time you spend on the way towards your retirement, especially if you're trying to, you know, switch from that transition, that accumulation period into that distribution period into retirement, and knowing all the moving parts in it. But it all starts with that phone call. Set up a time to speak with them. Complimentary, 419-794-3030. You can also go to the website to find out more about them, find out more about the independent income system and the retirement team action plan, arhq.com.